Hey guys, this is James CWDM again. This video that I'm making right now is just going to be the DM bolt maintenance. That's it. It's going to be a really short video. Hope you guys enjoy it and it helps you guys. Thank you. Alright guys, so first off, what you may need is a tool kit, just in case if you tighten this down with a tool and you can't get it out, and your grease. That's what you'll need for the bolt maintenance. First you pull the magnet part out. Told you I hate these things. This is the only downside to the die guns, in my opinion, because I hate how it goes back in when I'm trying to pull it. Alright, let's get this gun out of the way. Alright, so as I spoke about in my Geo 2.1 and DM comparison, this is a very complicated disassembly of a bolt compared to the Geo. The Geo has no screw-in parts, it just comes off. So now to disassemble this, you unscrew the can from this black chamber or whatever. The black chamber also comes off, and that is the whole back side right there. Let's keep those together. So you have your firing can and your bolt right here. This unscrews. You never want to crank that down because you will have a hard time getting that off. That comes off. To get the bolt out, you do what I do for my Geo. You put your thumb underneath the back of the O-ring and push it up, and that's the easiest way I found to get that off. And then the bolt comes out the back. So all together, there is 5 parts. There's 5 parts to this bolt. The order that I lube up mine is from back to front. That's how I do mine. Let's move everything off of my microfiber so I can get it. You always want to clean off every O-ring, all that old lube and residue. You just don't want any dirt left over on your bolt from last time, and you just don't want a dirty gun. So you take your lube out. You can also use any other kind of grease. I prefer the sleek lube. It's never done anything wrong to me. People might enjoy using hater sauce. To me, that's a little bit too thin for my die guns. Dow 33 is pretty good. The dye lube is good. It just doesn't give you enough for me. Too much money for a little bit, you know. Rip off to me. My slogan for lubing up die guns: very little lube, very often. Every time you go play, you put a new coat of lube on. Very little though. Just so it shines. Not caked on, nothing like that. You want it to be shiny and smooth. Perfectly filled in all the cracks. You don't want too much in one crack. That is perfect right now. This has no O-rings on it. It's just there. You always want to wipe that down because it can get kind of gross. Screw that back on. There. That's done. Now what I do is the back of the can. There is 3 O-rings or 4 O-rings on the back of the can, my bad. These 2 right here. 1, 2, the 2 greens. 1 blue. That's what I love about die guns, is that their O-rings are color coded. That way you know what size they are. Blue, blue. A few other things you might need while you're doing this is you might need your spare parts kit and your manual, or you can refer back to this video if you have any questions. But yeah, you always want to clean off all of this excess stuff on the inside. There are 4, 2 inside, 2 outside. Remember that. And then you just lube them. I may put this in fast forward if it takes too long. Maintenance on guns isn't really that hard to do. You just, if you see an O-ring, put some grease on it. Unless it's a poppet valve, then you can use gun oil or leave it alone. And now that that is done, we are going to do the front firing can. There is 3 O-rings on this, 2 outside, 1 front inside. It's red or orange, my bad. There's only 1 red O-ring. That is the seal O-ring right there. If you have any leaking problems on your die guns coming from the bolt, it is most likely going to be that one. That one is the most moved. It's the highest one, so it's got a lot of friction on it. So always check that one first, and that's usually where your problem is. Alright, so I got all of it wiped down. Grease it. Fast forward starts now. Alright, so while you're lubing this O-ring, the inside O-ring, you put a little bit on it right now, and when you do the bolt, I'll show you a little secret about that. Alright, we're doing the bolt now. This one is pretty easy. There's no inside O-rings, just this front bumper thing. 3 O-rings in the front, 1 that's in the wave front that's off right now, and 2 in the back. Don't forget the back ones. They move as well. Do the back ones first. Same rolling method as I use on all my guns. Put a lot on your finger, put a little bit on the O-ring, and slowly glide it towards the grease like that. Other people may have their own ways, but like I said in the beginning, this is how I take care of my guns. Now that you have your bolt maintained, I put the back of the firing can on. It only goes that far, so just keep it there. And now this is where you do the secret. It's not really a secret. Take a little bit of lube, 360 it right there, just on the metal of your bolt. It's not too much, and then put it right there. Spin it on the grease right there, and that O-ring right there that was inside the front of the firing can is now lubed. To put the O-ring back on now, now you lube that part. Done. Very little lube. You can see that. It's very little. Then you put your bolt back in there. Some people do that flick thing. Yeah, if it comes out on a flick, it means you did a good job. So, good job, James. Put the bolt back in. Screw the back cap back in. That's money. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys learned something from that. If not, if you have any more questions, please let me know. Thank you, and good night.